So we are currently catering for office buildings and call centers
Okay.
and a few shopping areas or local shops in and around areas in Cape Town.
Okay.
So what I do is it's a private service. Basically, I bring the restaurant to you, to
Okay.
your doorstep or to your table or to your office.
Okay.
You just chill and then you order. So I run a weekly menu from Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Mondays being stuff like mac and cheese, Tuesday butter chicken, but it always changes depending on what ingredients I have or what is
Okay.
cheap on the market. Because
Good afternoon, Africa. We are broadcasting live today from Cape Town. As you're very much aware at this time, Unique to Africa is a channel for Africans and especially for African entrepreneurs. We go around the continent, we talk to different entrepreneurs in different fields, sampling the ideas on what kind of businesses they do, what challenges they face, and if they would like to partnership or look for investors to invest in their businesses. Today, we are speaking to a professional chef, one that I met just before COVID, and he did some very, very amazing stuff for us. I'll let him introduce himself and tell Africans what benefit they can make from this industry. Welcome to.
thank you, sir.
Thank you for accepting to be part of this interview.
It's a pleasure.
Can you please introduce yourself to Africa?
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Mthuthuzeli Mayiya. I'm originally from KZN. Been in Cape Town since 2010, if I recall correctly. Hospitality was never part of my plans, to tell you the honest truth.
Okay.
It was an unintended consequence of being a black child in a
Okay.
black home and being the firstborn.
Yeah.
I had the role of cooking most of the time.
Okay.
So I didn't actually realize that that was the creation of being a chef, because you end up putting ingredients in a salad which normally don't go together because you have a little of this and you have a little of that.
Yeah,
So
like
that's
in the
how-
black
yeah.
hole, you'd never have everything at the same time.
Yes. So you always had to be creative.
Yeah.
So I think that stuck with me because as I was growing up, going to now high school and then eventually having to go to college,
Right.
I decided, you know what, let me just try this and see where it takes me. Because I see, okay, I'm enjoying what I'm doing and I love what I'm doing.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
Okay.
You need to love it and you need to enjoy it at the same time.
So when did you actually venture into it? Like, not, I don't want to say officially, but when did you start monetizing it?
Okay, so monetizing it, first, okay, let's start with the career starts.
Right.
So you need to first build yourself up through the hierarchy system from commis chef to demi chef to chef de partie to now sous chef,
Yes.
and then to head chef.
Right.
So that's where you can only start making money out of this, because you need to go through all of the phases to understand the different aspects of food.
Okay.
And now in the different levels, also food changes and your responsibility to food changes.
Right.
So once you now reach the head chef point, I think it's the best time to now say you can start monetizing things, because you understand how operational costs work,
Yes.
how food cost works, and how just food in general works.
Okay.
Because a lot of people think food is just, just taking the food, putting it on the stove, cooking
Yeah.
it, serving it to people. No. There's a lot that goes into planning, because you need to understand portion control, cost control. There's a lot that goes into it.
Okay. Before we get into those details,
Mhm.
take us through your journey, because you mentioned something very important. And
Yes.
it's also important that Africans, especially Black Africans, they understand the challenges that they might encounter should they want to venture into the same career.
Yes.
So, what are some of the challenges that you faced moving from KZN to Cape Town, and after also realizing
of being a chef, I don't limit myself. I do whatever I want, whenever I want, and I serve the people that I want.
correct?
You understand?
Yeah.
Mm.
The other area where you are actually excelling very well now is running private events,
Yes.
for either for homes, weddings, or just
Yes.
people that want you to come into their homes and prepare food for them.
Yes.
Is that an area where you are doing well in now? Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. So we started a company 3 years ago called Rum to Africa with my partner,
Okay,
and as the name Rum to Africa, it's we are looking out for the African people.
right,
I saw that there's a huge gap when it comes to private chef services and African people.
right.
It's one of those where they can't afford some of the services and they don't understand some of the food, but they actually want the service.
Okay,
So how we come in is we bridge the gap.
yes,
Firstly, the prices that we have and how we charge. You understand that we are
yes,
fair to people because we understand we work with what you have.
correct.
You understand? I feel that
That
that's
was actually going to be
yeah.
my next question. Okay,
We
carry on.
work with what you have. You
Yes.
understand, and we sort of give you the experience of having a private chef at
Okay.
an affordable price,
All right.
just trying to bridge the gap. And because food is universal, food is for everyone. It
Correct.
shouldn't good food shouldn't be for people who have lots of money and are staying in Camps Bay,
Yeah.
but it should also be for someone who's living in Kailija or
Yes.
Gugulet who just wants to have a good meal.
Correct.
Yes,
So
sir.
we can put it out there. Excuse me. That for people that have events or they're
Yes.
expecting people to come over to their places and they don't feel like cooking, they can reach out to you.
Yes.
What are some of the dishes that you would say are the most predominant ones that, for example, your clients, the ones that you've served, they'll mostly ask for?
So sometimes you get extreme dishes, but
Okay.
majority of them would be pap and wors,
Okay.
and just the normal staple foods that we normally eat.
Okay.
You understand? I think it's because, as I said, some people really don't understand how it works and
Yes.
are not, sure of what to order. They just stick to the basics. So how I come into place now, I help you plan that. You
Okay.
understand? I will sit down and engage with you and actually show you, no, you have this option of doing A, B, C in this manner. We
Yeah.
can still take your idea,
Yes.
but I can sort of give it a nice modern twist and elevate it to the standard that you want.
Okay.
So basically, I can take a simple dish as pap and wors, but then create it turn it into something that's wow.
Yeah.
That even someone from another country could say, "Oh, okay, what is this?"
Yeah.
You understand? That's my aim.
Yeah. Yeah. You've mentioned pap and vors, which is, I would say, it's a very very affordable
Yes.
dish for a lot of people that might not be able to maybe afford a private chef. But let's say someone has the means and they want to cater for example, for 20 people,
Yes.
and they would come to you to make a suggestion to what is going to really entertain these people. What would you propose to such an event?
Okay. You first need to understand what type of event is it, the
Yes.
location of the event, and how much the people are willing to spend.
Okay.
That sort of informs you in a larger scale because it gives you now okay, I can choose this food works with this environment, it works with this type of people. And
Right.
another thing, dietary requirements is something that's very important.
Yeah.
Understanding just allergens in food is
Yes.
also another factor which helps us decide, because you find, and also an age group of the people that you are serving.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so it's a lot of things, but those are the immediate or the primary ones, which I would say have sort of an impact in choosing which menu.
Yeah.
And also the availability of, like, there's certain stuff which comes into season, like grapes.
Okay.
So obviously you now run away from dishes that involve grapes and stuff. So
Yeah.
you always just check what's available on the market.
Okay. All right. No, that's perfect. I think I am not quite getting or maybe I'm not phrasing the question correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me try and see if I can put it again in an easier way, or
Okay.
that we both understand. So, let's say you have 20 guys, and they just want to sit for a soccer match. They're going to watch Orlando Pirates and Sundowns in the evening,
Okay.
and they want you to make a suggestion for them. These are guys that were, for example, partying last night. They have a hangover. And what do you think will make them, at the end of eating, feel satisfied? The babalas is also kind of slapped
Okay.
away. And what would you suggest for that kind of gathering?
that kind of gathering will obviously be fatty and greasy foods.
Okay.
Food where you can also push the salt content a bit higher because the
Yes.
salt will now dehydrate and force you to drink water,
Okay.
hence helping you with your hangover. But what I would suggest for them is deep fried wings with a
Okay.
nice sriracha and honey glazed sauce. Wurst is always the best way to go.
Okay.
Not, I wouldn't go for chicken kebabs. I would rather go for chicken kebabs with the thighs because they're
Yeah.
more juicy. Because with the hangover, you want something that's going to grease you up
Yes.
because you're drying and you're dehydrated. So it sort of plays into that effect. But you also want to serve them food which will go well with water.
I see.
You understand? Yeah.
Okay. Well, we were talking off air, and you mentioned you just came back from the sea.
Yes.
And you were on sea for about 6 months.
9 months.
9 months.
First contract was 9 months. The
Yeah.
second one was 8 months.
Yeah.
But I only spent 1 month on board.
Okay. And you were traveling to all these different countries,
Yes.
serving the what do you call them? The passengers on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah. There are lots and lots of Africans that are looking forward to having this type of job. They may not be qualified to be chefs on a cruise ship.
Yes.
Where do they start? And is it something that they should actually hope to do in future?
Okay, that's actually a good question.
Yeah.
So with cruise ships,
Yes.
it's a very complicated process in the sense that different cruise ships have different requirements, even though they all sort of align in a way.
Yeah.
But what I would suggest for someone who actually wants to go to a cruise ship, investigate first before you apply.
Okay.
Find out their requirements, find out how much you need to pay for the STCW, the visas required, because sometimes, you go and you apply for this job, they don't tell you that, listen, you need to have about 30,000, you understand that?
Whoa.
In savings to
Yes.
be able to pay for all these things, because you need to pay for your own visa.
Okay.
You need to pay for your own doctor's certificate. You need to
Okay.
pay for your own medicals.
When we see these adverts online, sometimes it's so
They
flashy.
don't tell you all of that information.
You think
Yeah.
they take care of all of that.
No. So basically, the agents, they are now sending all of that information to the people out there, telling them, listen, this cruise ship needs X amount of people, X amount of chefs. That's all that they do.
Okay.
So now depending on which cruise ship you will get, I've worked for Cunard UK.
Okay.
And their requirements are pretty much straightforward. You just need an STCW certificate, and you need your medicals, and then you need a US visa. It's
Yeah.
a particular visa. I forgot about the name now.
Yeah.
And what else? But those are the Australian visa, which is free.
Okay.
But the nice thing is that you'll spend this money, and then the company will reimburse you as soon as you start
so you
working.
get reimbursed.
Yes.
That's better.
So
Okay, the second part of the question, is it something they should take a chance into?
Yes and no. Reason why I'm saying, okay, let me start with the no first.
Okay.
So a cruise ship, you need to understand, Guti, it's a very, I'm trying to look for the right word. It's a challenging environment.
Okay.
It's a challenging environment. You need to understand that you're going to be taken out of your comfort zone.
Correct.
So if you are someone who is not strong,
yes,
and you are not mentally strong and physically strong, it is not the place for you. Okay. You will break.
Okay.
You will definitely
break. When you watch some of the activities on board, you think it's so much fun.
No. There's the side that they don't tell you about. You understand? Bear in mind, this is a large metal container that is traveling in the middle of the sea.
Yes.
Sometimes anything can happen.
Correct.
Yes, there are preventative measures in place, but it's still in the back of your mind, which this thing can go down anytime. And what makes it worse, exactly, the company that I work for is the same company that actually created the Titanic.
For real? You're saying it's not all glitz and glamour on the cruise ship?
Yes.
Okay.
So look at it this way. You are away for 9 months.
Yeah.
You don't get to see your partner and your family for 9 months.
Right.
You go to foreign countries. You don't understand how the currency works.
Yes.
Different food items that you're not used to. Like as I said, you get taken out of your comfort zone.
Right.
But a reason why I started with that is to actually show you the balance of scales.
Right.
What I like about employment like this is that it actually pays you for taking that risk.
Correct.
Cruise ships pay very well.
Yes.
I mean, 8 months will set you 5 years ahead. You understand? Depending on the cost of living in your country.
Yes.
I'm a South African, and when we convert dollars now
to the
I mean,
rand.
it's
Yeah,
worth it.
I think it's about 18 today, or 17 point something to the dollar.
Now imagine you are not taxed; they give
Yeah.
you your money as is. You are not paying Ramaphosa anything or giving them money to chow.
Ramaphosa doesn't get
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Now imagine someone that is sitting in what African country can I? Maybe Nigeria, where they will have to convert it to the naira.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it will be like a whole building full of
Full of cash.
full of cash. Okay, and then the positive side. So that's one of
That's
the
the
positive
positive
side.
sides, yes.
Okay, now
Well, it is actually the positive sides. Cruise ships pay better than most companies that I've worked for.
yeah, and tell me, while on this cruise ship, because you guys get a visa to go to all these different countries where you make stops, right?
Yes.
So you're allowed to disembark when you arrive. For example, you're going to Australia.
Yes.
Because there was something that went viral online one time saying guys from Zim were not allowed to come off the ship in
certain areas of
yeah,
America, yeah.
especially in America, yeah. So, but you guys are allowed to.
They've actually extended the list now. It's no longer just guys from Zim. It's
Okay.
predominantly most guys from African countries, basically.
Wow.
And a few European countries that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing. I mean, some of our brothers, when they get there, it's just a way for them to actually just find a means to get across,
Yes,
and get
yes.
to where they're going, and then just get off.
That is actually migration taking place.
So now what they do is they keep your what you call this, your passport and
Yeah.
your Siemens book with them. So when we get to a port, we now need to go into the port authority, get our passport stamps, and then return them. Sometimes immigration comes on board and just checks.
Okay.
It also depends on which department you are in.
Okay.
For us in the kitchen, we really don't have much time to go outside because we're
Yeah, because
constantly
you-
cooking and
exactly.
we're constantly moving. So it was one of those, you get an hour, but it's not a
That
lot
hour
of time.
is useless.
It's not a lot of time.
Yeah. Before you get out, get into the city, it's already an hour.
You now need to
there's
first wait for the guest to go out first. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes also changing, moving from your shift. Like for an example, the time that I get is
Yeah.
2 hours.
Okay.
That's now my resting time. So if I don't rest and I go outside,
Yeah.
I'm going to be hammered at the end of the night because I'm standing for 14 hours straight, basically, for that day.
Wow. Okay, Mthu, I have tested some of your different dishes.
Yes, sir.
And I can speak, I can tell Africans that you are a wonderful chef.
Thank you, sir.
That there is no doubt. And I have proof to show that when we were doing the Eat Experience
Yes.
at the warehouse in Parkland. So I have documented proof for something like that.
Yes, sir.
With a talent like this, we sometimes don't want it to go unnoticed or without being handed down to other people that are looking to do the same thing.
Yes.
Would you offer to help other Africans that are willing to get into this field? Maybe show them how to prepare certain meals if they're looking to start, of course, for a fee.
Yes.
So where you can have almost like a training program where people that are looking to become chefs, they can use that as a stage one for them to start.
And yes.
Yeah, is that something that you will consider?
Very much.
Okay. So how do you think we can start this?
So it will all start on what a person wants. Do you just want to be a good home cook, or do you want to be a professional chef?
Okay.
So because there's different, the education is the same.
Yeah.
The basics are the same, they don't change.
Yes.
So it would be first identifying what the person wants, because I can teach you understand the basics of the hot kitchen, and maybe you want to do pastry.
Right.
So that's where we first need to understand, do you want the hot kitchen or pastry, or do you just want to be a home cook?
Yes.
Then we now take the steps and moving forward, because there's different skills involved.
Right.
There's different techniques that you need to understand, cooking techniques, cooking styles, and also the terminology used.
Right.
Understand? Because I can't abuse now home cook and then I start now getting all technical with you. I need
Yes.
to sort of keep it within that. But that's something that we can do. You understand?
Yeah.
It all depends on the person, what they want.
You know, the reason also I'm asking this question is looking at the rate of unemployment. And I'm not referring to South Africa. I'm talking about the continent.
Yes.
So you will have people that just want to start something from home. So they have this specific dish in mind that they think they can serve their community. But they cook this for home consumption.
For home, yes.
Now they're looking at a situation where they want to serve 10, 20 clients. and they need that basic training,
Yes.
to kickstart something. So that is something that we can also
Yes.
arrange for them. Okay, now that's perfect. I will make sure that we discuss this, and then I'll have the details available for people that are looking to have training on how to start their own home-based business. So my last question, I think it will be the last one. Do you at the moment have a food service that you provide
Yes.
to the public? Can you tell us about it?
So we are currently catering for office buildings and call centers
Okay.
and a few shopping areas or local shops in and around areas in Cape Town.
Okay.
So what I do is it's a private service. Basically, I bring the restaurant to
Okay.
your doorstep or to your table or to your office.
Okay.
You just chill and then you order. So I run a weekly menu from Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Mondays being stuff like mac and cheese, Tuesday butter chicken, but it always changes depending on what ingredients I have or what is
Okay.
cheap on the market because I believe in sustainable and healthy living.
Okay.
I don't freeze food. I just try and let food move on its own.
Okay.
So hence what we do basically is we play the role of Uber Eats, but
Okay.
on a more personalized level because you get to interact with the person who's cooking your food and talk to them and see it being delivered.
So you basically prepare this food and then you take them to the different call centers.
Yes.
And do you have like a contract in place with them, or the orders come through and then you prepare them?
So the orders come through on the WhatsApp business profile that we have. We
Okay.
are looking at starting contracts with most of the call centers.
Okay.
But it's also, we're just waiting to find our feet
Yes.
because this is a new menu that we're introducing to people.
Okay.
Some people are not familiar with some of the foods that we are selling or the combinations of foods that we are selling.
Right.
So we just first want to get our footing set and
Yes.
then have a proper menu that caters for everyone.
Okay.
Because it's we've got a multi-racial groups, you understand, are working in the call centers.
Right.
So you need to be able to cater for Cape Malay individuals. You need to able to cater for African individuals and also for foreign nationals. I understand
Correct.
because it's just a mixture of people.
Right.
So it's sort of difficult getting the right balance of the menu.
Yes.
So our menu is sort of informed by what people like
Yes.
and what people enjoy and what they would want on a daily basis.
Right. Okay. And then this is a question that is linked to that. And it's a question that I ask all entrepreneurs that I talk to. What do you think of an establishment where you can actually showcase your skill to start with Cape Townians, because you are based in Cape Town, and also to people that visit Cape Town? By this I mean like having a proper setup, a restaurant.
Yes.
If you would have someone that can actually see what you're doing, because if I could, that's something I would do. I would invest in it, but I want to put it out there. So if there is someone that wants to invest into this kitchen, is that an idea that you are open to?
Very much.
Okay.
Very much so.
Do you have any plan in mind that you can sell it to Africans now? Because we do this to attract investors.
Yes.
And you already have a skill. And right now, in my opinion, I think it is not fully maximized.
Yes.
Because if there was an establishment where people could come to sit and enjoy,
experience,
yes, that will actually make it even better. It can even serve as a place where you train other young Africans who want to also venture in the same business. So how would you sell this proposal to someone that wants to invest? What can you say?
Okay. So I've noticed that there's a shortage of African food, or how people see African food is very much different. They always have, that, okay, they think African food is all about the intestines and offer.
Yes,
basically.
yes.
But what I would actually love to do is I would love to celebrate African cuisine.
Okay.
When I mean celebrate it, I mean it in the sense that we cook it and we embrace it, but serve it with the modern sort of twist and the westernized sort of plating ideas.
Okay.
So to make it appealing to someone from the USA.
Yeah.
Because what I've learned, when you go to overseas, they still think we're living in the jungle. They
Yeah.
still think we're living in huts and
Yeah.
chasing the spears. It's not that.
we share bedrooms with lions.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things. So I want to actually just bridge the gap and celebrate African food because
Yeah.
I mean, African food is wonderful.
Yeah.
If you've noticed in most countries, if you go to overseas,
Yes.
Mexican food is a popular thing. And it's
It's
not even
very,
native to.
yes, it's very
That's what
popular.
I want to do with African food also.
Okay.
You know, bring it to the masses, show them that listen, this is what we eat. This
Yeah.
is what makes us strong. This is what
Exactly.
makes us these beautiful beings.
I
You
agree with
understand?
you
Yes, sir.
completely. Africa, we have just listened to Mthu. Mthu is a very renowned, very famous professional chef who has served in very, very popular restaurants in Cape Town and has also done a very good number of years or months on a cruise ship going around the world. He can definitely satisfy you both at home and in your private events. I'm talking about weddings, birthday parties, and whatever you think you'd like to have a private chef for. As you all know, Unique to Africa goes around the continent talking to entrepreneurs, people looking to start something, or people with special talents that would like investors to invest in their ideas. And we have spoken to Mthu, and he's open to train young Black entrepreneurs who are looking to venture into the same career. His details are going to be available on our website, so please do log in if you'd like to contact him and enroll for any of one of those programs. But also, most importantly, he would like to start a restaurant in Cape Town, and he is calling on investors, people that are looking to invest in that business, where they can come and sit, where Africans from all over the continent that visit South Africa can feel comfortable eating different or varieties of African food. If you're going to have a wedding, if you're going to celebrate anything, the person to speak to is Mthu. He would actually work on the budget that you have. No budget is too small for him to run a full kitchen for you to make sure that your guests they get the best of what you intended for them. So we're calling on you to support him. His details will be available on our website and they are displayed on the screen. If you'd like to reach out to him directly, please make sure you do so. I can vouch for him and say he makes the best food, and it doesn't matter from what race or what class that you're looking for, he will provide you the best. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, like it, and share it to your followers. And if you're looking for more contents like this, or you want to have your business exposed to the continent of Africa, please do reach out to us. For Unique to Africa, I'll be signing out and see you again very soon.